What thing is that?
Where's your lights?
They're broken. They're all messed up. So.
How'd you break them?
Because they're a pain in the ass made in China.
Could we see us or no?
Yeah. The normal camera, you mean?
No, I think you're... I don't think I have enough room. I think I'm going to be a little off camera. I feel like you're... Like, what's with the big chair? Aren't you supposed to be using the...
Oh, you're right. It was supposed to be.
Got this giant chair in here. Badass, okay, lame. That's good. You see how full this is tonight?
Do you think anybody's going to notice that I'm not wearing pants? Stop, Tiffany.
I was just going to touch it a little bit. Love you. Give me a kiss. Did you have a good day? I like the smell of that beard stuff. You smell yummy.
People can't hear you.
Can they really? No, nobody's on. Oh, gosh.
Arthur, we could hear you.
Oh, my gosh. The chat was on?
Of course it was on. You don't.
Why wasn't it showing? It's not showing.
Because I had that
thought
poll
nobody
there.
was on. Nobody was on yet.
No, of course not.
Oh, my gosh.
If y'all need another 5 minutes to do y'all thing, go ahead.
Yeah, no kidding. That's how embarrassing.
Okay, you ready to start this?
You need to tell me. You
All
just
right, guys.
called me in here.
Hold
you
on.
think you're funny. No, wait a minute. You think you're funny. You are not funny. You baited me into that.
Okay, you ready? This is the grand finale premiere. Is everybody ready? Greatest video ever.
I am a sheepdog.
I have a subconscious and moral burden
to protect and help the people around me.
I believe in safety, responsibility,
and the God-given right to defend myself and others
from the wolves who seek to steal, kill, and destroy.
I defend the Second Amendment
by properly representing what it means to be a gun owner.
I will put aside my doubts,
my fears, and my excuses.
I will be trained, I will be ready.
I will be confident, and I will be prepared.
While some sheepdogs are born, most are made.
Becoming a sheepdog is a choice.
A new way of thinking and a new identity.
An alter ego that you must step into.
We are patriots.
We are defenders of liberty.
We protect those we love.
We are sheepdog.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Ryan and Tiffany here.
We're super close up here.
We are super close up. I'm playing with the cameras. The color looks good, though.
Fudge. Oh, I just took a deep breath. Oh, gosh, that hurt. I'm so sorry. Ignore me.
Yeah, well, it's hard to ignore you. Like, people are going to think that I'm abusing my family with the amount of injuries. Yeah, so tell me in the comments below. You guys just watched, like, the world premiere of the I Am a Sheepdog manifesto. Tell me in the comments whether it's awesome. 14% said it's okay.
Really?
Oh, those are people that voted for Biden.
Oh, 5% said lame.
Yeah, tell me in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did it send chills down your spine? Does it, that, when I listen to it, I want to go fight somebody. I want to walk down the street and I want to be like, what up, garbage guy? I don't know.
I got extra wine tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is like double what I normally have.
That's a lot. So
this will be like...
Tiffany drinks that much wine, things are going to get loose.
And this is the funny part. Like, I have my whole thing, right? My whole routine. So, like, at 5 o'clock, I'm like, hey, close the office door, shut off the light. I'm like, quickly, you know, get whatever the kids' food. And then I'm like, in the bathtub. Get all cleaned up, shave, everything. Lay down on the bed, naked, underneath the fan. dry off naturally as I scroll and try to like wind down for the show. And then like I've been pouring the glass of wine like a little bit early, like 6:30, but then I'm like ready to sleep by 7, so I can only pour it like 5 minutes before showtime, or else I won't last. So like I'm only gonna last for the show for this, and then after that, it's like you say playtime, but I'm sleeping. Like whatever you do,
You don't need to be awake, Tiff. You do not need to be awake. So I was listening to this comedian today. Maybe we shouldn't talk about it. Never mind. All right. So what's up, guys?
Okay,
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
What's up, Dan? What's up, Joe? Arthur's like, Ryan, I hope you're wearing pants. You would never know, Arthur. You would never know.
I'm wearing pajama pants today, which was so funny because I was like,
You know what's funny, though? If you guys that have watched a lot of my courses and stuff, it's funny. I'm wearing a nice shirt. I'm usually wearing like pajama pants.
Yeah.
So
nobody would ever know. I know. And I was like, tonight I'm like, my only reservation is I gotta go put on a bra, but I'm only wearing pajama pants. So I gotta be dressed on top and we're fine down below. So let's see what the poll says now. How do you see it?
Oh, we're actually losing. We got 79, 15% okay, lame.
Said it's lame.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's epically badass. I think it's amazing.
You know what? I have a feeling that it's the lame people that said that it's lame.
Yeah, I don't care. Just as Frank is a new friend of ours, so we went out to, let's see if I can find it here. We went out to dinner with Frank and his wife.
Yeah, Diana. But listen, you would not, like, okay, you weren't supposed to show the picture. You ruined it.
What did I ruin?
Because this gentleman emails me and he's like, I've been watching you guys forever. I'm 92 years old. I'm not going to last much longer.
Okay, so first of all, he's been emailing us for years.
No, months, he said. Months. But
no, it's been a long time, but he's like,
I found
hey,
one in the spam.
Want to go to lunch or whatever, and it's like, bro, we get a lot of messages like that. I just don't always have the time, but, this is why you got to have a good hook, right? You got to have a good hook. So his last email was like, I'm 92 years old. I'm not going to be around much longer. And it's like, all right, bro, I guess we should go to dinner with him. But here's what's awesome.
So wait. So
these people are us in like 50 years.
Yeah, but he's telling me he's 92. So I'm thinking like, like oxygen tank. Like, he's going to be in a walker.
I'm going to have to give this dude mouth to mouth at dinner or something. Like, I'm going to have to chew up his food and then like spit it into his mouth like a bird. I don't know.
Then we get there, and they're lovely. And I thought I don't know why, I don't think he ever mentioned it. I thought that he was, just like a single guy. I didn't know that he had a lovely wife, and she was fantastic.
Yeah, his wife is awesome.
Like, great head of hair. That was my,
that was
my takeaway.
That was your big, wow, you have a nice head of hair, lady.
She's got a nice hair. Look at that hair. When you get older, your hair thins, and like people always cut it. They're like, they cut it like real short, and then they want to like have a, like rollers or whatever. But she had, super great hair, and he was awesome. He's like a spitfire, totally there. Because I was like, is he gonna like repeat the same sentences over and over again, like through the dinner? This guy is sharp as a whip. He's been shooting for 82 years. He shoots 1,500 rounds a week. 3 times a week, 500 rounds each time.
It's crazy.
Non-stop, like for years. Insane. So he was like, maybe we could get a lesson in. I'm like, listen, we'll make
bro,
you for dinner.
I don't know what I could teach you.
But I don't think Ryan could teach you anything, okay? You've been in the military, you've been shooting for 82 years, and you shoot 1,500 rounds a week. I think you're good.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he said he was in the Revolutionary War. Yeah. I mean.
So anyway, super cool. Yeah.
Tiffany missed that joke because she doesn't understand history.
Oh, Revolutionary War. Yeah, way long ago. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
It just took me a little to catch on.
Yeah, listen, it was awesome.
Thank you to everybody who was so nice. Yeah, I know it looked 90 is the new 60. No, but they were like in there. She was like she was in her 50s, and he was like he was in his 60s. But super funny, super interesting. I chalk it up to like the most interesting man in the world. Like it sounds like he had like a super. Are we snagging? Interesting life, cool stories, super fun. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, See?
I think we're good.
No.
What? Oh.
Once again.
You didn't charge your computer.
I did charge it. It's been
Can you guys
charging
hear
all
us?
day.
Oh, we're freezing.
Yeah, it's bad. Internet.
Rye, you weren't charged. That's your fault.
It was charged. And
All the way,
this cable
100%?
is supposed to be able to charge it.
Can you charge 2 at a time? Can you plug in 2 chargers?
It does have 2 now, but... Ooh, now it's strong on my end. Let's
Okay, maybe
see.
we're good.
Tell me in the chats down below.
Are we back?
If you guys can see it, if it's not snagging and all crazy. I know it's a little bit.
Okay,
You
freezing.
can hear
Give it a
me,
few
but
seconds.
it's freezing.
Because it doesn't look like it's freezing anymore. Oh, which
Yeah,
one
so
is it?
my
That one?
end is now like solid. So maybe, oh, man.
Ryan G-Man. This is all your fault. Oh, it looks better now. Okay, it might start going. Can you like just refresh that or that loses it?
I don't know.
Okay, hang on. Hold tight. Hold tight.
Looks good, sounds good. Looks good, sounds good.
We're back!
America!
I was just going to say, like, do I have enough time to pick out my wedgie? No one's watching?
Okay.
There we go. Got it.
All right, so, yeah, Frank, Diane, you guys are awesome. We had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for dinner. I appreciate the Xbox that you purchased me. You didn't know I stole your credit card information, but I did.
Gosh, I was like, what's happening? Oh my gosh. So thanks to everybody who, Tiffany, I'm not cutting my hair short. I'm 62 months. Yes, 62 next month. You're letting your hair grow. Good. I pledge to like keep my hair. Like I might do like a little, because it is really long, but I might do like, you know, like this or something. But Ryan really likes it long, so.
Yeah, it's funny you pledged not to cut your hair, because I made the same pledge not to cut the 4-inch hair on my stomach.
Shut up. Ryan's beard is growing in nice and thick, though. I like that. Okay, so thanks to everybody who was looking out for me last week. As you know, I took a very, very bad tumble on my rollerblades. I have not been back rollerblading yet. I was really wanting to, but it just can't happen. So the number one problem that I'm having, I'm almost all healed, but man, my chest hurts. So if every now and then you hear me go like this, or do that, it's because I got wicked, super sharp breathing pains if I get too excited or do something too fast. So yeah, I don't know. I guess there's like a bruise there or something. I don't know. I think I elbowed myself when I fell. So anyway.
All right, you ready for the first story?
Yeah.
This is pretty crazy. Happened here in Florida. So the police got called to a shooting.
Okay.
So when they show up, these 2 female sheriff's deputies, they show up, they see the victim on the ground. He's got a gunshot wound to the chest. Sounds like the deputy was trying to apply a chest seal, and that's when things wildly spiraled out of control.
Seal, okay?
Deputies were helping Dylan Jimenez, who was shot before they got there. Then someone in the crowd yelled that someone else had a gun.
He has a gun! He has a gun! He is there pointing at people. No, stop! Drop it! Go, brother!
Okay, so...
Okay, I don't know that I think you're going to have to explain this to me.
So the guy in the purple shirt. So the dude that was on the ground that got shot was the brother.
Okay.
The guy in the purple shirt had a handgun in his hand and was allegedly saying that he was trying to protect his brother from the gunman who had just shot him in the chest.
Gotcha.
So when the police show up, the police are there tending to the victim, and then somebody like in the area started yelling, "He's got a gun, he's got a gun." And that's when the deputies pulled out their firearms,
yeah,
right?
when cops come, you put your gun away.
Dude, that gun should have just been
You
gone.
never have a firearm drawn when the cops are coming. It's just like even if, you're the good guy with the gun, when they say, you helped with a shootout or whatever it is, you holster your gun, you put it away.
Yeah.
When the police arrive, because it should be hands up right away. Good guy, good guy. You got to remember, when the cops come to a scene, they don't know who the bad guy is. They don't know who the good guy is. They don't know anything. And they see you there holding a gun, and, the first thing that they're worried about is their own safety. So
yeah. So what I find odd about it, though, is while one deputy had him at gunpoint, the other deputy, reached down and grabbed the guy's handgun.
Okay.
So what do you think about that? And then as the deputy was trying to get the gun away from him, That's when the first deputy opened fire, and she shot like 4 or 5 times.
I didn't know that they shot.
Yeah, because you can't hear the audio.
I can't hear anything. Okay, so did they give
and he
him
died.
a chance? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude's dead.
Okay, so did the other die? Both brothers died?
Both brothers died,
Lord
yeah.
Jesus.
And now the mother is filing a lawsuit. She hired an attorney and saying, like, this is wrongful death. So the question is, should the deputy have grabbed the gun, or should they have just stepped back and held him at gunpoint?
Step back and hold him at gunpoint. My question is, did they even give him a chance?
Yeah, I mean, they kept yelling to him, you need to drop the gun,
And
you need to put it down. It's happening so fast, right?
Yeah.
I think what was happening is he was trying to explain himself.
Right.
I'm the brother, I'm the good guy, I have the gun, whatever. But nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody knows you. Nobody knows who you are or what you're doing. It reminds me of a really sad story of a man who was a victim of a home invasion. So this old man was inside of his house. I think I talk about this in my books. He was inside of his house, and he shot and killed a burglar. He dialed 911. Now, he knows that he's the good guy, right? So the police show up. This guy walks out of his house with the gun in his hand, and obviously the police get out of their vehicle, and they're like, drop the gun, drop the gun. And the guy goes, no, I'm the... And then, boom, they open fire, and they kill the homeowner. The cops don't know you. They don't know if you're the good guy or the bad guy. Put the gun down, lay on the floor.
I'm with you, Shane. Step back. You got a gun on him. His gun wasn't raised. So you have the upper hand, right? You've got the training.
Who? The cop?
The cop. You've got the training. The gun is down. He didn't have it raised in the ready position.
Okay.
So the cop has the firearm in the raised ready position, ready to shoot, and his gun is down. So you have the upper hand. You have all the training. You're a cop. So you can shoot faster than he should be able to pull up and shoot.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, give him a second. Give him 10 seconds.
It is faster to act than it is to react.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, if somebody has a gun in their hand, they are a massive threat to you or anybody else that's there.
Yeah.
If I was that cop, I would have raised my gun up, dropped the gun, pop, and I would have shot. Because if you're not smart enough to drop the gun after the first couple commands, then what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Right?
It's because you don't know. You don't understand. And I think that a lot of people... Okay, so I follow a lot of, like, police pages and stuff.
Okay.
So in our, We Are Sheepdogs group, we post a lot of stories. And until I started, posting these stories and doing these things, I didn't know how many cops, died on an everyday basis, being shot in the line of duty, being shot on a traffic stop, being shot going to a domestic violence. No! Oh, hell no, you don't.
Is there a kid I can text to get me another beer?
Yeah, probably. Oh, Paisley's sleeping. So here's the deal. You don't understand. We're just everyday civilians. We just think cops rolling up on us. They're not stressed. They're not scared. They're not, worried about being shot, whereas they just lost somebody.
Yeah.
Right. A situation just like this. And we have to remember that we're trying to explain ourselves and stuff. And that is not right. If you have a weapon in your hand, whether it's up, down, anywhere, and a cop arrives, you better freaking drop that. You better get rid of that crap.
Yeah.
Because if it is out, you are gambling with your life.
If you guys remember the story of the guy that tried to stab me at my church 5 years ago now, I guess.
5 years, yeah.
So I had my gun out. I told the bad guy he was going to die, and then he ran. So I'm on the phone to 911, and then I put my gun away, and the 911 operator said, "Where is your gun now?" And I said, "Deputy is pulling in just a second. Where is your gun?" And I said, "It's in my waistband, in my holster." And she said, "Good, leave it there." Because I did not want a bunch of sheriff's deputies to roll up to this scene and see me with the gun in my hand.
Right, exactly.
Because now they're distracted on me instead of being distracted on the crazy dude that tried to stab me and my children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, Hectory. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, so Hectory. Yeah, thanks,
that.
buddy. So Ryan and Tiffany, sorry for the odd question. Do you know any survival courses for kids and families in Central Florida, the Tampa area? Yes. What you want to do is just go down to East Tampa area and try to survive for the night. Okay,
I
if
was
you
like-
can
I
survive
was
in
thinking, who
East
do you
Tampa,
know in?
survive in East Tampa for several hours on a Saturday, and you can
Gosh.
survive anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so sorry, I don't really know of a survival
No,
course for
I
kids.
don't, yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, that's cool. Is that like what maybe the old like what do you call it? What the kids went in like not brownies or Girl Scouts.
Boy Scouts?
Yeah, Boy Scouts. Is that kind of like was that
I don't know.
survival
We
or
slept
not
in
really?
tents and ate marshmallows. Like, you're not really surviving much.
They didn't teach you like survival stuff?
I don't remember. The only thing I remember from Boy Scouts, you ready for this?
Yeah, go.
We were in Huntington Beach, California. We had like this massive Boy Scout camping thing. And we're at like this huge park. And there were hundreds of Boy Scouts like from all over Southern California staying at this thing, right? And I don't know, maybe it was my dad was in the tent with me. But my mom came to like bring us some stuff or whatever. My nickname.
Some snacks?
Yeah, my nickname was very, hold on, it was very embarrassing. So like everybody's sleeping, my mom comes, like brings us our snacks or whatever the hell it was. And then as she's walking away, like she didn't have the decency to call me by my nickname like right next to me. She decides to yell it as she's like 50 feet away. So she goes, "Good night, Cuddles." So all of a sudden, all you hear from all these Boy Scouts, hundreds of them, "Good night, Cuddles.
Good night, Cuddles.
Good night, Cuddles."
So,
God.
okay, so Lincoln has the same problem. Like Jackson is like Jax the Machine, right? But Lincoln, his nickname ever since he was a little boy is Doodle. And I'm the only one that still calls him Doodle. And he's like, "Mom, like, when are you going to stop calling me Doodle?" And I'm like, "Never." So it's really funny because I think about that. And I think about when he's a teenager and all his friends come over. I'm like, "Good night, Doodle. I love you." Because Doodle is not exactly like, super tactical sounding.
Yeah, could be a serial killer.
Doodle.
Then Doodle came out of the closet with a knife.
Jackson, get that a beer. You know what? He might actually be on the live.
He might be on here.
He might actually see
Jackson,
that.
Dad drank this a little fast tonight. Go get me one. Okay, you ready for the first question? All right, so what is the best way to carry when going to a dentist or a doctor's appointment?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. So I remember I went to a dentist a couple years ago to get a root canal done. And I remember as I'm walking into the dental office, they had a big sign on the door that said "No guns allowed." Oh. And I was like, whatever, bro. So I walked in, like I've still got my gun in my waistband. I sit down and I'm like doing my thing. Well, when they leaned me back, I didn't realize that my shirt like got pulled over.
Right.
And the dentist goes, "Oh, is that a Glock 43X?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, it is." And I like pulled it down and he goes, "It's okay. I'm one of your students."
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, "Oh, for real?" And then he took his mask off. This is like before COVID. Took his mask off and I was like, "Oh, dude, I remember you." So I said, what the hell's up with the sign, bro? Like, if you're a gun person. And he said, "My business partner does not like guns." So he's like, "You're lucky you got me." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
I feel bad. I'll share a sip with you.
Thank
But
God.
listen, just a sip, not a chug. Because I'm a sipper, you're a chugger, and I don't like that.
Okay, which is...
I don't have that much to share. That was a nice little sip.
Yeah.
Okay, so my boys are Bugaboo and Pookie Bear. That's worse. Bugaboo. And then and somebody else is Munchie. Jaquelia. Is that right? Jaquelia?
Yeah.
Let us know, Jaquelia.
Okay, her son hates it, but she still calls him it.
Munchie.
Yeah. Because we own them.
Yeah,
okay?
you gotta do the pet names, though. I mean, that's the cutest thing ever. I'm like, it's so cute.
So anyway, carrying a gun inside of a dentist, I don't think it's a big deal, but a doctor's office, when I go to the doctor, I usually have to take my pants off. That's just like...
What do you go for?
Like in the parking lot. The guy's like, "I need to see whatever." And then I'm like, "Okay, sir,
so
fine."
You do this in the parking lot? I'm pretty sure that's not the doctor.
So usually when I go for my annual checkup, like they're looking everywhere. I got to take my shirt off. Like they're to have my pants off.
Do they do the...
That only happened once and it was not enjoyable.
No, he didn't like it. Was it awkward?
It was strange because the doctor made extreme eye contact the entire time.
No, he was like this.
Yeah. He's like, you're going to feel pressure. You're going to feel pressure. And I was like, oh my God, do you work here, sir? I don't see a name tag. So the VA hospital I go to, I go every September. So anyway, yeah. So to a doctor's appointment, I probably wouldn't carry a gun because pretty much every time I go to the doctor, they end up wanting to do something.
No, it's Jaquelia.
Took a class. Oh, Jaquelia. Okay, that makes sense.
She took class last week and on a rainy day. And
she drove from Bradenton. Oh my God, I feel so bad.
You talked about her, right?
I feel so bad for her.
Wasn't she the one that took, like, you didn't get home till 11 o'clock? He said to me, he's like, Tiff, I feel bad for this lady. Traffic was so bad and she didn't get home till 11.
So she left our class at like 7:30 and then texted me, is like, I didn't get home until 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, we're so happy that you made it home safely. Gosh.
Yeah.
That totally sucks. Okay, so yeah, doctor office also, depending on where you go, right? Because like the no guns allowed signs don't hold any weight in Florida unless it's like a
prohibited place.
But could a doctor's office, depending what type of doctor's office, like the VA, when you go, you're not allowed
That's
to carry
federal
it.
property, so obviously I can't have a gun.
But are there some that could possibly treat mental illness?
Yeah, I think most hospitals treat some degree of mental health. Again, like we talked about this last week, is that the statute actually says, unless otherwise permitted by law, and the law that does not prohibit concealed carry at a hospital is Florida Statute 790. So because the 15 prohibited places does not include a hospital, many attorneys believe with a valid concealed carry permit, you're allowed to carry in a hospital. But again, this is a test case. We don't actually know. So you got to be very cautious, and is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right. Okay, so, but there you go. There's your answer. So if it's a dentist or something like that, I mean, no big deal. Ryan does carry, excuse me, when he goes to the chiropractor, right? He goes like every week. Yeah. He carries when he goes to the chiropractor. He gets adjusted. The chiropractor knows.
I don't carry inside the chiropractor's office.
You don't?
Yeah, I don't.
You took it off?
And here's the reason that I've never done it.
No?
No, I never do.
Oh.
And the reason I never do is because I don't want to leave my gun unsecured in the office.
Oh, because you would have to take it out to get adjusted because
so I wear the gun in the waistband and then I lay on the table face down. That's like the first position the guy puts me in.
Okay, what else does he do while you're face down? Since you're telling all these stories of what you're letting all these doctors do to you, Ryan.
Did you hear that story of that guy? He worked as a gynecologist for like 2 weeks.
And he wasn't a real gynecologist.
Yeah, did you hear that? Before people realized, like, you're not actually... How does that happen?
This is my question, though. Is that really the way you want to get a chick?
No, listen.
Pretending you're a gynecologist, letting her put her feet up in the stirrups, and, like, you're not picking the women that are coming in either.
I remember going
seems like such a weird thing to do.
I remember going with you, like, when you were pregnant and stuff, and sitting in the waiting room and being like...
This is awkward.
No, these are not all, like, gorgeous women, okay? Like, this could be rough, bro.
I mean, it's not like people... I think people have a misconception. Like, this is not...
Okay, so my question, though, is...
not all, like, bikini bodies coming in to get a...
Why would you do it? Why would you pretend to be a gynecologist?
This seems like a weird thing. Like, how do you get any type of anything out of that? Like, it's just such a medical thing. It just seems...
I think it's like the Catch Me If I Can kind of, the Catch Me If You Can movie thing, right?
I don't know.
Just see if you can do it.
Dude, just try to get it on your own. And if that's what rocks your boat, like, I mean, if you got excited over that, like, we could get some stirrups.
Oh my God. Okay. We're going to have to end this live stream. This is getting wildly out of control.
You should probably take this from me.
Okay. You guys ready to hear
the next one?
The most disturbing story I've probably heard in an extremely long time. Are you ready for this?
Did I see this?
You might have seen it. You might not have, but this is really gross. So this man approached a woman and offered her $100,000 to buy her 8-year-old daughter. Now, what would you do, Tiffany, if somebody just walked up to you and offered you money? So this happened at a Walmart, and the guy just walked up, asked to buy an 8-year-old girl. And what's shocking is in 2018, this guy was arrested for the same thing, for offering a mother $200,000 to buy her 8-year-old girl. Like, what are your thoughts on this?
Terrifying, because Like, I don't know if you're on Ryan's email list or not. You should be. And every now and then he messes up and sends too many, but don't unsubscribe because he's got some good stuff to say. But remember the email you sent of the child that almost got kidnapped in the Target?
Yeah,
and I was thinking, you know, who would have the nerve to do this at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at a Target in Riverview of all places? Like, I mean, this is not, you know, down some back alley like we picture in our head. This is not like at some, you know, strange bus stop in the inner city. This is in Target in Riverview at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when there's people all around. And here's the thing, okay? That is becoming the most lucrative thing for criminals to do, is to sell kids. So it is becoming more and more rampant. It is becoming such a big thing. And, you know, all they have to do is and they're making big, huge money like this, 200,000, 100,000, 300,000. When we watch what's the Underground Railroad?
Operation Coruscant.
So Operation Coruscant. I don't know how to spell that. You'll have to just
Coruscant.
Okay, there you go. Go watch it. It's free on Amazon Prime, but it's about these kids getting into sex slavery, and sometimes it is the parents that are selling them because they've been poor all their life, and all of a sudden they get offered $200,000 or $100,000 or $25,000, and they take it, which is really, really, really sad. But there's a lot of criminals. There's a lot of poor people. There's a lot of people that this is their meal ticket. They kidnap a kid, okay? They make 25, 30, 40 grand, and then they only have to do that twice a year. And that's what they're doing. And it's becoming the new
Yeah, so I just Googled
meal
it. So
ticket.
it's a $150 billion industry annually.
Yeah.
Is that insane?
I got to say, I'm not surprised by it.
And what's crazy is, like, okay, I say this a lot, and you guys have probably heard me say this before, but it still just shocks me every time I think about it. There are more people held in slavery today than there were in the 1700s when slavery was legal around the world.
Yeah.
So doesn't that, like, just let's talk about this concept of gun control and banning firearms in America, right? There are more slaves. They estimate there are 200,000 people held in slavery in America right now.
Yeah.
In America.
That is freaking unbelievable.
We thought we eradicated this centuries ago, right? But it is still happening. Yeah. All right, so let's see what Bruce has to say. Bruce is a smart guy. He wears glasses.
Guys, is that? Well, that's Ryan's barometer on your smartness. Do you wear a pair of spectacles?
Okay. All right. Who would do it? Why would we be on guard for something like that?
How or why would we? Okay.
Am I drinking too much or did Bruce drink too much when he wrote this? Why would we be on guard
How
for
is that
something
guy
like
not
that?
suffering from lead poisoning already? I agree. So here's the thing that my pastor talked about this past Sunday, which really, really, really made me think. Okay. He said, are we electing officials just based on the Second Amendment?
The R or the D by their name.
Right. Do you actually look at the other policies they have and things like that? And I was like, oh, you know what? That's a really good point, because a lot of us can get very, what do you call it?
Stuck. One way of thinking, yeah.
One way of thinking. But some of these people, they may be for the Second Amendment, but they're also for lighter crimes on, certain things, or not prosecuting
or not
supporting.
holding sex offenders accountable. Not putting them in prison, long prison sentences. Bro, if you tried to buy a baby in 2018, why have you ever been out of a cage?
Yes,
okay?
I agree.
Ever.
I agree. Because there is nothing good about you. I don't think there's rehabilitation
You're pure evil.
for you.
There's no way to help you. Lock them up. Or do other severe stuff.
You're talking about the prisons being so full. Let's let out all these guys that have been in prison for 30 years for having a couple grams of marijuana. Let those guys go. And let's actually prosecute and hold the people that really, truly are a harm to society. Mm-hmm. And the nonviolent offenders and the people that are doing this petty crime stuff, I mean, it's silliness. So anyway, that's just me.
Yeah.
OTO Racer, good to have you.
Okay, so Michelle says, Ryan, have you done the Dinkin drill yet? 40 yards, 10 rounds, under 15 seconds. No,
that's
I
probably
have
a different. You probably did, but it's called something else.
People are just calling it that because that's what the dude did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that Ryan made up his very own drill named the Ricky Bobby drill? Does anybody know?
I invented that.
Does anybody know who Ricky Bobby is?
Put it in the comments below if you know who the Ricky Bobby is.
Yeah, and then if you have my email, and you email me tomorrow, I will send you the Ricky Bobby drill.
Okay, all right.
Is that fair?
There you go. I got it.
Okay. Ryan has it in one of his Sheepdog master classes. So this is made up by the Ryan G-Man.
Yeah.
By himself.
Okay, so Dustin says, what kind of caliber handguns do y'all carry? We're carrying
So
9 millimeter around these parts.
So we're 9mm all the way. We do own for our students.
Everything.
For our students and for our kids. So for our kids, we own 22s. For our students, we own some 380s. But we are 9mm all the way. We have kind of got our I don't want to say like prepping thing down to a science, but we basically stick with 9mm so that we can stockpile 9mm and then 223. And the reason we choose those two calibers is because that's what military and police use. So that's what's always going to be in production, and that's what's always going to be easiest to find. If you did think somebody came and invaded us or whatever, and we had to get out of our house.
Okay, hold on. You're going to get us red flags.
No. I'm just saying, there's a lot of scenarios, right, where maybe you may have to look for ammo or find ammo. It's going to be hard to find, freaking 40 cal. You don't want that. You don't want to be finding 10 mil, okay? Or something.
357 SIG.
Yeah, 357 SIG. So we stuck to 9 mil and 223.
Yeah, I try to stick with the big, NATO calibers.
Yeah.
So 9 mil, 5.56, 7.62 by 51, and 12 gauge. So, yeah.
Is that a line from the movie? If you're not the first, you're the last.
Yeah,
because everybody keeps.
If you ain't first, you're last.
So Ryan is a huge Will Ferrell fan. If you're
huge.
a Will Ferrell fan,
Tiffany
comment below.
hates it.
No, I don't hate it. I just kind of find him annoying. I'll watch it, but I'm more intrigued by dramas and real life stories and stuff like that. So. Or good I remember Steve Carell. I love
Steve Carell's awesome. Will Ferrell just says awesome stuff, right? So the movie The Step Brothers,
he's grown on me.
He's 40 years old and he's like, I'm not gonna call him dad. And the mom's like, why would you call him dad? I'm not gonna, even if there's a fire. What are you talking about, dude? I picture him as my little brother Evan.
I will say this. He's grown on me. This is the thing, though. If I wasn't married to you, I would never bother watching this stuff. But because I hear it playing in the background, it's like Walking Dead. It sucks me in.
Yeah.
Right?
We indoctrinated you slowly over time.
Over and over again, and then you indoctrinate me. Yes. Is that what you do?
Do you think that's what they are doing to us?
Yes, that is exactly what they're doing to us.
Probably.
There you go.
Next question here. If you're currently drinking or smoking, this would be a fun question, and you shoot someone who's committing an armed home invasion, do you get in trouble?
Okay,
Probably.
Okay. He's a student of ours, though.
He's a good student. He's a good shooter.
He knows that he can't smoke.
He knows that because he has my book. I'm pretty sure he read it.
And he went through all the courses.
Yeah.
So that I feel like that's...
He's just trying to get some clarity, Tiffany.
Okay.
Some clarity.
In the state of Florida, okay, even if medical marijuana is legalized, it is federally. So federal trumps state law, right? It is federally illegal for you to handle a firearm, own a firearm or ammunition, and smoke or be a user of marijuana, even if it's medical marijuana, even if you have a prescription, okay? Because federal law trumps state law. And federally, you are considered a prohibited user to own or touch ammunition or firearms.
Cap. My kids say, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool right there. So
a lot of people get confused, and we have little Miss Nikki Fried.
who lost her race. I was very excited about that.
Who's all over the internet like, oh yeah, I have my carry card and I smoke marijuana. No big deal. No biggie.
And you want to be governor? Get out of here.
Okay. So is Nikki Fried going to come to your federal trial?
Yeah.
And sit on the seat for you and be like, I've got my card too. No, she is not. So don't listen to her. She is breaking the rules, and that should be good enough reason why she never even got, she should never even got freaking elected.
That and the fact that menstruating attracts bears. We don't need bears in the Capitol.
Okay, stop. That was a Will Ferrell. That was a Dwight Schrute.
No.
That was Dwight Schrute 100%.
That was a line I was saving just in case Hillary won the presidency. I was going to be like,
gosh.
that was going to be a buck. I actually wrote it as a buck sketch, and it just never made it, but it was going to be like, we can't have Hillary in office.
Video looks cloudy. Gene, stop smoking weed. I can't do anything for you.
Yeah, we can't help that, bro. Like, gotta stop that glaucoma.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, her career's over. Hopefully, she's just a dummy. I can't help it. I usually don't like to speak bad about people.
Especially women, because you females got to stick together, right?
No, because AOC is even worse. But
AOC
whatever.
is worse. But it shows you that anything is possible.
Okay, so let's answer the question. Jay Chambers says drinks, yes. Weed, no. Correct. You can have a couple drinks. You're totally allowed. You're totally allowed to get shit-faced. Let's just say it. If I'm at home and I want to drink 15 of these and then someone kicks in the door, I am legally allowed to go grab my firearm and use it in self-defense if I need. Now, I'm not allowed to be out in public getting, crap-faced. Right?
No, so the rule in Florida is that we're allowed to consume alcohol with a firearm, but we're only allowed to touch the firearm in a justified self-defense situation.
Yes.
So the story that I like to use, imagine like a young woman or whatever goes to a party. She has a couple cocktails. As she's walking to her car, some man comes up and tries to rape her.
Yeah.
Does she lose her right to defend herself just because she's intoxicated? Of course not.
Right.
So she still has a legal right to defend herself. However, you have to understand that the prosecutors, if they want to bring alcohol into the trial and say, try to discredit you that you were intoxicated, I think they're going to do that.
Yeah, and I don't know how much weight that would actually hold, okay? I don't know that, we always talk about what the prosecutors would do, but I always feel like there would have to be more to the story, like you accidentally shot somebody else or, because I can't see the state attorney bringing a case where somebody was being, attacked and almost raped using their firearm in self-defense.
Yeah. But you never know. They do all kinds of wacky, weird stuff.
So, Hectory, thank you. Okay, let's see what he says. So,
5.56,
300 blackout, 9 mil, 357, 38. Okay, so everything. Okay, machetes, pepper spray, knives, tomahawks, and the big old 28-ounce 2011 hammer. Okay, so you've got a little bit of everything. That's fine. You can go that right too. I think we do too, only because we have.
No, I own a lot of stuff, but they're not like my go-to self-defense guns. I have 300 blackouts.
We have
the ammo's so expensive.
Where's your tomahawk?
It's around here somewhere. It's over on the shelf. Yeah. So I've got that. I've got 357 Magnum. I've got a dope AK. I've got Sega 12. But even though the Sega 12 is super cool, super tricked out, I would actually never use it in self-defense because it's so big, so bulky and crazy. I'd rather just prefer a good old Mossberg 500.
Okay, so Dan says for attracting the bears, thank you. Okay, Omar Slim says the Bible and the Quran strictly prohibit being intoxicated. Drugs are bad, homies.
The Bible does not prohibit alcohol, just so you know, because Jesus drank.
Stay of sober mind.
Do not be a drunkard.
Yeah. So don't be a drunk. Don't be always drunk. But I don't think there's anything wrong with having a glass of wine. Cheers. But I also think, I take the whole Paul approach. Like, if you feel like it's bad for you and you feel convicted having a glass of wine, then don't have a glass of wine. Yeah. But if I have a glass of wine and I don't feel convicted over it, then I'm going to have a glass of wine, and then nobody should try to, I just say do what's for you is kind of how I feel, because on certain things like that, on having a glass of wine. I have lots of friends that don't even drink a sip, and I'm totally cool.
Dude, we have friends that don't drink coffee. Mm-hmm. They don't drink coffee or any caffeinated because they believe the Bible tells them that.
No hot drinks at all.
Bro, I don't know what Bible you're reading.
You can't even have hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, like I need me a good hot chocolate on a winter's night.
Okay, so I go to church that is on land owned by a college. It's across the street from the main campus, but it's considered part of the university. Can you carry there?
So that was actually a law passed by DeSantis.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, am I allowed to say it now? Mm-hmm. Okay, because you rudely interrupted me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Governor DeSantis passed a law basically called like the church carry bill that basically says that you're allowed to carry a firearm at a church service that's being held on a school, college, university property. Mm-hmm. So as long as like your church is renting it for the church service, and you're allowed to have that firearm there as of 2021. Mm-hmm. Prior to 2021, it would be legal to have a gun there, but now you can actually do it totally legally, which is super awesome.
Yeah, super awesome. I love it because for some reason, I don't know why, but we always find churches that are on school property, right?
Yeah.
Are you busy?
Okay, Peter was told to drop the knife because they had just come from the Last Supper and they had wine, of course. You know, it's funny. I was thinking this is going to turn into a Jesus preaching live stream. So it's really funny. You know, one of the problems that I have with Christianity is I don't like how people have pussified being a Christian man, right? Like they've really tried to neuter being a Christian man, that we have to be weak and, you know, bow down to all these people. Jesus was a gangster.
Yeah.
Jesus was a gangster. He didn't take shit from nobody. Like, and the Bible says he came to set the world on fire. He came to turn brother against brother, father against son. And you know, the reason I say he's a gangster, right? That whole group of people came to grab him in the Garden of Gethsemane, right? And a weak person would have run. Jesus was like, who are you looking for? We're looking for Jesus. And he was like, that's me. What are you going to do? Right? Mm-hmm. Peter tries to protect him. Peter cuts the servant or slave's ear off. And then Jesus heals the dude's ear.
Yeah.
Is that not some gangster stuff? That guy's here to kill you. Mm-hmm. And you're healing him. You're helping him.
Yes,
That's pretty crazy, man.
Jesus wasn't a drunkard. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah, nobody said that.
That's not, I agree 100% that we should not be drunkards. We should not drink to get intoxicated, all that kind of stuff. Agree 100%.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah. All right, you ready for this next thing? Unfortunately, a popular viral game is making a huge comeback in America.
Okay.
Ready for this?
Oh,
it's called the Knockout Game.
This assault from over the weekend in a Brooklyn shopping center.
That guy was caught unaware. He didn't know that was coming. And I've seen people done that over and over, time and again. And it's unconscionable what they're doing.
The victim is expected to recover as the search continues for the attacker. It's eerily similar to another sucker punch attack just days earlier outside a Bronx restaurant. Prosecutors now accusing Bui Van Phu of randomly attacking Jesus Cortez outside that restaurant on August 12th. Surveillance video released by the NYPD shows Cortez being struck in the head in an attack he did not appear to see coming. Was arrested and originally charged with attempted murder for that punch, but charges were lowered to assault and harassment, allowing Phu to be released on bail. The district attorney telling NBC New York the charges were downgraded because the office, quote, pursued charges based on the investigation.
Yeah, so what's really crazy about that, Tiff, is that second guy, the like Latino dude, so he's on lifetime parole because he's committed so many violent, evil acts in the state of New York. But they originally arrested him and charged him with attempted murder for that hit. But then the prosecutors dropped it down to like battery and then released him without bail, because that's like the big thing now, is release criminals without any punishments.
So life and death says old news for years, right? But it kind of died down, and now it's becoming, very popular and prevalent again, which is crazy because, I I don't know who could do that. Like, seeing that person fall to the ground just, like, made my stomach turn. Like, that made me super upset. So I don't know who in there.
Yeah, so David says, be alert and aware of your surroundings. If you notice, all of those people, those criminals, the wolves, were able to get really close to them before they actually launch into the attack.
Right.
We have to always keep our heads on the swivel and start looking for the pre-incident indicators that violent intent, somebody has violent intent. The only way we can do that is to stop looking at our phones, to start scanning and looking at the people around us.
Yeah, you should definitely, like that, they come from behind. You should definitely be always watching kind of behind and seeing what's up.
Keep talking.
It's okay if someone's here. Let it be. Okay. So now you got just me. Come on, Kingston. He must see somebody come running across the street. So, yeah, definitely situational awareness and seeing those people come up towards you. But it's just crazy because things like that, this knockout game, I could see that more than being in a fight and getting hit. I could see this being more of you could possibly die from that punch because you're just falling out and you could hit your head very easily on the concrete.
Yeah, there's been a couple. There was an incident where some teenagers punched a man, I don't remember how old he was, at a county fair. And while the man was arguing with one of the teens, another teen just ran by and sucker punched him. Well, the man fell on the ground and died.
Yeah.
So I hope those teens all got arrested and are going to do a very long prison sentence.
Totally. That's, you should definitely do minimum 15 years or whatever it is for
damn it.
manslaughter.
RV Dog was like, he does have pants on. Okay. You guys want to hear a funny story? Tell me in the comments below if you want to hear. I know you guys have all heard a lot of my stories lots of times. If you want to hear a story you have never heard before, put it in the comments. Yes, I want to hear a story I've never heard before.
Really?
You ready for this?
Are you gonna make this up? Because I've
never talked about it.
I've heard it.
You were there. Okay, nobody's commenting, so I'm just going to move on because nobody cares. Not going to share the story nobody's ever heard of before.
Dustin has a question while we're waiting for this.
Okay.
Yeah, he says, if you're driving your vehicle down the road and someone shoots at you from another vehicle, can you shoot in self-defense? Oh my gosh, you sound like my son. He's got like a scenario.
A bajillion scenarios for everything.
Every day. He's got a bajillion. Dad, what would you do? Dad, can you do this if this happens? Dad. And he comes up with these elaborate stories. Like, it's so funny. So if someone's shooting at your vehicle, I mean...
Okay, I got 2 stories I'm going to share with you guys.
Okay, wait, before you do, let's answer this guy's question. Okay, like, you got to think, okay, if someone's shooting at you through their vehicle, like, you don't... Especially if, like, this is, like, a busy street or whatever it is. Like, you don't want to be, like, driving and shooting... Right? Because you're going to kill someone, okay? And it's not going to be good because you're responsible. It doesn't matter if someone's shooting for you. You're still responsible for where your bullets land. So, number one, you definitely have to know, what's in the area of your target and beyond your target.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I've never had someone shooting at me on the highway. I don't know. I think get the hell away. Like, get back,
I would
slam on your brakes.
If somebody was shooting at me and they're beside me, I'd slam on the brakes.
If they start like chasing you, I mean, that's a whole different thing. But the first thing that I would do is call 911 on my phone, put it on the seat, and slam on my brakes and be like, somebody's shooting at me on this and this highway. I slammed on my brakes. I'm going the other way. And then is it end of story? And then you give them a description of the vehicle, or is it now they're turned around and now they're following me, and then you go through that thing. But that's what I want to say.
Okay. So here's the story. Tiff used to be, we were both on staff.
You ruined your story because you want to hear yourself talk so much, clown.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so me and Tiff were on staff at a church. It was called Jesus Church back in the day. And I was in the bedroom doing something, and Tiff was sitting at her desk on a Zoom call with the senior pastor. His name is Carl.
Oh, yeah.
Which Carl, like, I love Carl to death. Him and I are, like, more friends than anything. So what, but he is, like, the only reason he likes me is because I'm, like, the crazy person that does wild stuff. And Carl is, like, very reserved, very proper, perfect.
His dad was a pastor. He grew up in the church, so he didn't, like, have, he doesn't have the colorful background, let's say. I
got a lot of color.
That Ryan and I have.
They're having this serious, like, conversation about the church, growth, whatever. I took all my clothes off, and I just walked in the background, just casually walked by, butt naked.
Just your butt showing, though, kind of. Like, it's not.
No,
like
it was everything.
Yeah, I know, but you couldn't see your junk.
Everybody can see it. Okay, so it was awesome to see the look on his face and how, like, shocked he was and how embarrassed.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Ryan's awesome story.
That was an awesome story.
Why? What made you think of that?
I don't know. You want to know another story that I thought of?
What?
So when we had the gun store, this guy came in. He was in a military uniform, so he was in the Air Force.
Okay.
And he came in. He was like, hey, what kind of ammunition would you recommend for a tourist judge? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, you know, a tourist judge is a revolver that can fire 45 long Colt. It can fire shotgun, 410 shotgun shells, all this stuff, right? So I'm like explaining to him the different kinds of ammo that we could order for him and get him. And he goes, what kind of ammo won't go through too many lanes of traffic? I was like, what do you mean, sir? And he goes, well, I ride a motorcycle, and sometimes other drivers, they get very aggressive with me. So if they're getting aggressive with me, then they are threatening my life, which means I have a right to shoot them. So I want some ammunition that I can shoot at them and not go through too many lanes of traffic.
You're reading comments. Don't
No, because I'm watching what you're doing. So I was like, bro, are you freaking insane? You can't just...
I was at the front desk when this was happening, and I was like...
You can't just shoot at people because, like, you think they're being too aggressive with you in traffic.
He's like, I'm in danger of my life. I'm in danger of my life. And I'm like, okay.
That is not what this means,
This
bro.
is not what this means. Like, I get it, and it's shitty that people are trying to run you off the road, but you can't you can't start shooting as you're driving a motorcycle, shooting at people with, a tourist judge.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy. But what's shocking about this is that those kind of people exist.
Yeah.
When you're driving through traffic, you're meeting the Curtis Jameses of the world who are willing to shoot you over nothing. Mm-hmm. They're willing to shoot you because you flipped them off or you honked your horn or you wouldn't let them merge into traffic or whatever, which is why we have to control ourselves and not do dumb stuff.
Yeah, you've gotten a lot better in traffic. Like, if somebody does stupid stuff, you just kind of let it off.
I don't even care. You know what? It's funny. What day was it? Maybe it was Saturday. This young girl, like, almost hit our car and just cut right in front of me just to be rude.
Yeah, sure.
Right? And I just slowed down, and then I sped up, and now the lady's beside me, and I looked at her, she looked at me, and I just kept going. But she was fully expecting me to freak out as I pulled up next to her.
Like,
and I was just like, whatever. To be honest, you're the moron.
Yeah,
so, like, we've already established you're the idiot, and I'm just going to go to where I'm going.
Maybe it's because you've seen so many stories, about these road rage things, like escalating really quickly and ending up really bad, and you guys should be the same.
Okay, so
wait. So, SE, don't worry about it. You're fine. We're all good. It's all love.
But I am going to send you a picture of my penis.
Shut up.
This is what happens when you're rude to my wife.
No, he wasn't rude to me.
I know, I'm just joking.
No, you're all good. Okay, on a Harley owner, people. Oh wait. Okay, she retracted it, so I couldn't read it.
All right, you ready for this? Yes. So this guy, this is a road rage incident that happened. So these two people were pulling into a restaurant. What kind of restaurant was it? It was a LongHorn Steakhouse.
Okay, gotcha.
And have you ever been pulling into a parking spot, somebody else is going in the same spot, you're getting a little fender bender, whatever. So the victim realized that this guy was reaching for a gun. So she did the right thing. She put her car in reverse and she got the hell out of there. Called 911. But and then this guy pulled into the parking spot and parked.
Okay.
As she was on the phone with 911, she realized she needed to get this dude's license plate. So she came back around and drove past the car slowly to get the guy's license plate. And that man, this scumbag right here, opened fire into this woman's vehicle.
Did they die?
No, nobody died. 2 people got shot, though. All over a minor fender bender. This person drove by just to get the license plate. So what's the lesson here?
You never know who you're dealing with. That is the truth. Something that you think is very simple, like literally.
Just driving by to get a picture of the plate, right?
Yeah.
How innocent is that?
Or driving by to be like, what the heck? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's what I do. I'm always like, Like, you just cut me off. What are you doing? And then keep going. But that could be taken as, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah.
Like, it is crazy. You have to realize that we are dealing with a lot of, off the wall.
Very dangerous people.
Very dangerous people. And we have to be very, very careful. Okay, Draculia, I wish I knew how to say your name. I hope I'm not chopping it up here, butchering it. But she says that you need to behave yourself before you get that one-star review. Super funny. She's going to schedule at the range for you. So awesome. I'm glad that you're scheduling. You're going to have a great time with Ryan. He's a wonderful teacher.
Yeah, so assume everybody's a lunatic. You just have to understand that people are very unstable. You never know when somebody's going to freak out and decide, or like what they're really going through, right? Yeah. They might have just lost their job, found out their wife is banging the Amazon delivery guy.
You don't know where they're at in life. You don't know what they're doing. And Omar, I always say, like, that's, to go back for the Bible, he says self-control. And I think that is one of the most important skills that we can actually, what do you call it? Develop, thank you. That we can develop is self-control. So when we're in an argument, when we're in a high emotion moment, when we're in a road rage situation, when we're in a situation where it's to have that self-control, to have a clear mind, and to be able to think while the other person is being completely irrational, losing their mind, going into fits of rage, we need to be sharp. We need to just to really have that self-control, right? And to control our tongue, right? Shut up. You don't need to say what's that smart-ass remark. You don't need to say, what are you going to do? You're going to shoot me, tough guy? We don't need to go there. We can control our tongue. We can, have self-control, and we can move on and get home to our family safely instead of, going down that path that it's like they're giving you the bait, right? They're trying to get you going. They're trying to get you riled up.
Oh, my gosh.
They're trying to get you, into this road rage thing because they've got so much anger and they think it's fun. You got to look just on the internet comments, how many people, try to get you going, right? They call them trolls. I call them arseholes. But they just try to get you upset, and they try to get you going on this rant. And you just need to see it for what it is, leave it, and have self-control, and just shut up and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody wants to argue with somebody who's not willing to argue back.
Yeah.
It's pretty boring.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's what I would like to say.
All right, next question here. Having trouble seeing my front sight when it disappears behind my rear sights. When I do have focus on the front sight, seeing multiple targets behind, I want to understand how to transfer the sight alignment to the target.
Okay.
Oh, okay, all right. So, you ready for this? Kiro is his name.
Yeah, I know. He comes to the range. He's been to the range 4 times with you.
I know, but I've been calling him Cairo this entire time. And finally, he was like, it's Kiro. Oh. He said it's hero, but with a K, bro. And I was like, all right.
I thought it was Cairo, too.
No, Kiro. Okay.
Kiro. Okay.
So, Kiro, he must have put this question a while ago.
Yeah, it's a little bit ago.
Because we fixed this problem now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
So I gave Kiros a bunch of drills that are found inside of the Beginner's Guide to Firearms course to strengthen the muscles in his eyes. Yeah. So I shot with him again on Saturday, right?
Okay, yeah.
Shot with him on Saturday. He did a lot better. So the drills that he's been doing, he's been committed and he's been doing it consistently. Yep. His eyes are definitely getting stronger, and he's able to focus on that front sight.
Yeah.
The one drill that he said, he mentioned a couple times, sounds like it might have been really beneficial, is a drill that I call the extreme front sight focus drill. So super powerful. And listen, your eyes are just like any muscle in your body. So if you're struggling to focus properly on that front sight, it's not because your sights are messed up. It's not because it's not possible. It's because your eyes are just not strong enough to do it yet. Right? Yeah. So you got to learn those proper drills and skills, which again are in the Beginner's Guide to Firearms course, which we're changing the name of that class here soon.
Yeah. We're revamping everything.
Revamping it.
We got new books, new training workbooks, new courses coming out because, just like, okay, if you're good at your job, if you're good at what you do, you take something that you've been doing and you figure out where those loose ends are. You figure out how you can help people better. You can figure out, what would help train people, easier and faster and more efficient. So we find all these things, and then what do we do? Because people always ask, how do you guys spend, 14, 16, 18 hours working all day, both of you, which is what we do, because we're revamping things. We're making things better, faster, you know, always kind of, we're like the Elon Musk of...
Not really.
Is that a stretch?
It might be a stretch.
Might be a little bit of a stretch.
We do try to change things and make it better a lot.
We see where there's holes and we see where there's leaking buckets, and we're like, okay, what can we do to make this better? What can we do to make this faster for the student? How can we explain this better? You know, how can we help people be safer and to learn quicker? So anyway, we're revamping everything, which is super cool. We'll be, rolling things out through the year, but
yeah, Sean, this is dope, right?
What?
This ain't a game anymore, son. Still got some patches here, though, right?
You got lots of patches, but it's so nice. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so
From the front
it.
on, like dead on. Ooh, it's sexy, man.
It is. It's
you start
good.
turning to the
so
side,
listen,
then you're like,
though, I'm thinking, like, Ryan has the mustache that can curl. I'm thinking
I can do that.
I'm thinking that you need to just have a little curl.
I gotta tell you guys.
Just a little. Do it. Just a
eating
little.
food is extremely annoying all of a sudden.
It's kind of gross.
Oh, yeah, it curls a little bit.
It's always in it. Yeah, leave it. I like it.
Yeah, like, I take a bite and there's like part of my beard in the bite. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was bad.
But okay, I
like take a sip of coffee and there's like all this coffee in my face.
I think that we're gonna have a curl in the mustache.
Maybe.
In the near future.
Maybe.
Because Tiff likes it and I win all the time. Because this is the bottom line. You men think that you're in control. You are the head, the women are the neck, and let me tell you, the neck turns the head.
Okay, so let's just address this. Let's address this false belief here.
Okay,
so
what?
Burning Blue 57. Eye shape changes with age. Maybe that's true. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it does.
Making it impossible to short range focus regardless of eye exercises. We know that's not true.
Yeah.
The reason we know that's not true is Frank
Yeah.
is 92 years old.
Yeah.
He's 92. And he's out there putting holes in paper
Yeah.
3 days a week, 1,500 rounds a week, and he's crushing it.
Yeah.
So we know that's not true.
But it does, this is the thing. It does take consistent, deliberate practice.
Over an extended period of time.
Which is a hard thing. Just like consistent, deliberate diet over an extended period of time. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
But if you're committed, you're going to train your eyes. And even with age, I get it. It's just like weight loss. Weight loss gets harder with age. You lose muscle with age. But if you're consistently and deliberately practicing eating better and exercising over an extended period of time, doesn't matter what your age, you're going to still have muscle. You're going to be able to build muscle, and you're going to still be able to be fit and lose weight. That's just...
Yeah. So don't take that excuse. There are a lot of drills out there. There's a lot of things you can do to focus your eyes. Now, I will tell you, there are some people that I cannot help, or it's very hard to help when it comes to sight alignment and sight picture. And those are people that wear prescription glasses that have bifocals or trifocals. Because each area in their glasses has like a different focal length or whatever, they really struggle. So like when I'm standing behind them, I can see them like going like this.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
For people like that, we've always gotten really amazing results by putting an optic, so a red dot, or a laser on their gun.
And somebody just said, I gave up and ordered a red dot, LOL.
Yeah.
So yes, Carlos, I mean, that's... Okay, my eyes improve faster than my waistline. Yes, there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, AG, got my 21-day dry fire, arrived in the mail today. Good.
Awesome.
I'm glad I got it out to you. I try to ship those fast for you guys.
Yeah.
But sometimes, takes me a day.
Okay, you ready for the last question?
Yeah, last question, and let's get out of here.
Okay. How do you put others at ease when carrying?
Okay, this is this is a good one. And if you remember when you first started carrying, like in our small group, our church small group and stuff, the people around are like, oh, Ryan's got a gun. It was kind of...
I guess I forget about those days because that was so long ago.
And you have to try and convince other people
why you have a gun, that I'm not a criminal psychopath.
I always say, don't tell anybody. Just carry. Not everybody has to know. If you go over to your neighbors and you want to play some board games or whatever and hang out.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like why I don't tell people that I have nipple clamps on.
Oh my gosh,
Not everybody's
Ryan.
business.
Just don't say anything. And if somebody asks, you just can simply say, you know, I feel like this is what I need to do for my safety, and I've trained and I'm prepared, and, you know, it stays holstered. It stays on me. It stays holstered. It doesn't come out. It's not going to do anybody harm, you know, where it's at. And that's it. And, you know, if they have questions, answer their questions for them. You don't want to be rude. But I say kind of don't bother telling people because for most people...
Yeah, if you haven't established that they're gun people, like it does scare people, right? Like we've had people that we've gone to church with that they're like, oh, we love you and Tiffany, and we'd love for you guys to come to dinner, but... You can't bring a gun if you come over. And it's like, well, then I'm not interested in coming over. So like...
Or like our friends when we go to business meetings and stuff, and they're from other states or other countries where, you know, carrying a gun is like that is not at all anything that's done. They find it weird. They kind of look at Ryan like, why would you want to do that? And that's strange. And I just say...
Yeah. You won't think it's strange when you're hiding behind me when the gunman is shooting people. Okay, so shut up and tell me your opinion when somebody's shooting at us, and then we'll talk about it.
So I always just say kind of keep it to yourself, and, you know, you don't have to you just kind of don't have to worry. But if they do ask, you know, just say in a nice way. I would never try to, you know, I'd never get into an argument or anything like that because there's no point in trying to argue with somebody who doesn't kind of have the same beliefs and values as you. It's just good to listen to their
but to
opinion,
be honest, like...
share your opinion, and then move on.
I've said this lots of times. Like, every single time I've been able to have a calm conversation with the anti-gun person, we're both able to share valid points of our beliefs, and I think we're both able to exchange some ideas, right? The problem comes when we don't want to listen to the other side.
Yes.
So it's okay for people to not like guns.
Or
I know
they
people
don't want to listen to your side.
Right.
One or the other. Yeah.
If they don't like guns, that's okay. That's their decision. I'm not here to convince you to be a gun owner. So I'm just going to share with you my opinion, and then we can be friends or not be friends. It's really up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I accidentally blocked that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Omar, we accidentally blocked your comment.
I don't know how
Tiffany,
to put it back on. No, because it flagged.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We have to sometimes approve messages, but I accidentally hit the don't approve. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, this is what being a sheepdog is, right? It's about winning over the hearts and minds of the people that are in the middle.
Okay.
It's about what?
So Life and Dead has the perfect thing. That it's like a colostomy bag. You really don't want to see it.
Yeah.
This is true. I mean, just leave it in there, and, you know, you kind of just don't tell. Now, if they're gun people and they want to, you know, maybe... you know, whatever, ask some questions. Like I said, I'm open to anybody asking questions, and we can have a good, conversation. But as soon as it starts to be like, you know.
So we met this woman named Krista at this conference we were at in Arizona. And to be honest, I was a little nervous to meet her because she, you know, I'm just not sure. She seemed like she might be a anti-gun kind of person. Right. Just wasn't really sure. But we met her, and I'm like, you know, we're talking about what we do and stuff. And, you know, still not, she was a little strange and then left. But then later, I saw her husband and I was like, oh, we're good. Yeah, we're
Because he looked like a
solid.
gun guy. Like,
oh, he's a gun guy.
Yeah.
He's got tattoos on his neck.
Oh, yeah.
He's got like the cool freaking hat, the gun, the American flag shirt on. I was like, oh, we'll be good friends with Krista and her husband.
I think he was a hunter, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway,
just play your cards carefully. If you're dealing with a gun person, then go all in. If you're not sure yet, tread lightly, be polite, be respectful.
But the number one thing I cannot stress enough, don't just scream at people. Don't just, you know, push your beliefs down their throat. Just be calm and be able to articulate. The people that win people over are the people that are like Ben Shapiro, who can just calmly listen and then debate you with facts, right? Debate you with things like the Second Amendment. Yes, refer to the Second Amendment. Exactly. Things like that. Things like being able to clearly articulate why you believe that you should carry, right? You're not carrying so that if some guy, you know, honks or gives you the finger in road rage, you can pull out your gun and scare him. That's not why I carry. I carry in case there's some madman and I need to protect the people that are around me. That's why I carry. I carry in case somebody tries to kidnap my daughter. I carry in case somebody tries to attack you, and I can step in because there's no cops around. That's why I carry. Okay, so when you're able to articulate that versus just arguing,
Just screaming and
we have the
yelling.
right, it's my constitutional right. Well, then nobody wants to, they don't want to hear that. So anyway, I think that's it.
So Terry, the Shield Red Dot is probably one of the best for the Smith & Wesson 380 Shield EZ.
Okay.
Because the Shield EZ is a very small gun. It's very thin. So you're not going to want a Trijicon SRO like is what I have because it'd be way too thick. And it would just like protrude out the sides way too much. It'd be very awkward.
Yeah, especially if you're carrying.
It would be weird. Yeah. So you're going to want a thinner red dot like the Shield Red Dot. I don't know what they sell for. I think they sell for like $250, $300. I haven't had any problems with it. The red dot that we've had a ton of problems with, 2 of them. The SIG Red Dot.
Really?
Oh my God, Tiffany. I break those red dots like nothing.
Oh.
Most of them. When a student brings a brand new gun, they are broken out of the box.
That stinks.
And then just recently, student had a Holosun. So I'm standing behind him at the range, and I see him. He goes like this. Let me see in the camera. He goes. And I was like, what are you doing, man? And he goes, oh, my optic is inertia powered. And I was like, what does that mean? And he goes, you have to shake it to get the optic to turn on.
Could you imagine?
And I was like, what?
In a self-defense shooter. Hang on, sir.
But it was like every 5th shot, he was having to shake it. And I was like, bro, you need to send that optic back. If you have to shake it to get it to work, like this isn't a shake weight.
Right.
Then you need to send it back. You need to get a real optic because this is ridiculous. So I don't know if it was the optic, if it's him, what the problem was, but get a good quality optic.
Okay, so before we go, we were going to cut off, but best flashlight for an M-Lock. I mean, M-Lock really doesn't matter.
Are you talking about for like a rifle?
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. M-Lock.
Yeah, I really love Cloud Defense weapons lights. Cloud Defense weapon lights are epically badass. I don't remember what model I have. I know I have the Streamlight.
SR3.
No.
TLR3, right?
No. Those are pistol lights. I'm talking about the rifle light. I have the Streamlight TAC Pro, which is 1,000 lumen, super bright. The only negative and a pressure switch, the only negative of the light that I have is that it has a wire, which I took the wire and I zip tied it to the gun. So it's like not a big deal. But the brand new version of the Cloud Defense weapons lights are all enclosed. So there's no wires, there's nothing. It's a $400 weapon light though. But I desperately want
That's like almost
one.
as much as the gun.
No, not even close. Are you kidding me? My trigger is $400.
Fancy schmancy, and you can't take me to Italy.
I told you we can go to Italy, Tiffany. I just have to sell more pictures of my feet to Asian men on the internet. All right, guys.
Tom, do you want to buy some pictures of Ryan's feet?
Yeah.
Tom Cigars is on here. Maybe he'll do it.
Tom will do it. Yeah, Tom's interested.
All right, Omar, good night. So thank you guys for watching. We will see you next Monday night at 7 p.m. Peace.
Be safe.